recording a video today. This is Scarlet Hollow. For any of you who may not have played Scarlet Hollow, it is a really fun story game, branching paths game, with a lot of gothic horror elements, and it scratches so many spots that are like my favorite things in media. It's great. And I've actually played it quite a few times over at this point. But I did a playthrough with a friend, and it was her game, so she was doing the playthrough. And I was like, oh, I love this game so much. So I just wanted to do, I don't know, maybe another playthrough. And I think I'm going to try to pick traits that I don't usually pick. Sometimes I'll put really, really random names here for these character creation names. Because most of the time they're the same character. Okay, they're the same character, but in my head they're all making like different choices each playthrough, so that's kind of how I play it out. I don't know if I want to use my name or a different name. I like really short names for video games. I just do. Okay, I'm gonna pick a random city. Tampa. She, her. Okay. Now this is the tough part. Like, which traits do I pick? You know? I haven't done Booksmart a ton. I've only done Booksmart a couple of times, and it ends up in a lot of great interactions. I just haven't done it very often. So I'm leaning towards Booksmart. Second trait is tougher because there's so many traits that I think are just fun. Like talk to animals, hot, powerful build are just really fun traits. But even I gotta admit, they're not necessarily the most useful outside of like a few saves. Man, I'm torn. Because like I haven't done Booksmart a lot, and to be honest, I have not done Street Smart a lot. So I'm kind of leaning towards those two. But I do love Talk to Animals. And Mystical's great. Mystical's really interesting in this game. I'm leaning towards Mystical and Booksmart, or Street Smart and Booksmart. I think I'm going to do these two, because otherwise it just feels like a repetition of the same trait. At least even just a name alone, they feel far too similar. But this feels connected in an interesting way. So I'm going to give it a shot. And I might have even done this combination before, but I know I haven't played through a lot of the possibilities of this combination. Like, I feel like I went to a pretty linear pathway of things I was trying to, like, uncover. Because every pathway I've kind of, playthrough, I've kind of done, like, oh, this is an attempt to uncover something different, or uncover a different side of this. That's kind of how I treated it. This time, I think I want to treat it as a bit more of just an immersive story experience. So that's kind of the goal here. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna turn on a light as well, because it's just a little bit dark. Never mind, I feel like that is not better. I actually think this is better. Okay. Turning up the brightness on my screen, because I turn them down a lot. I just don't like having very bright screens, but now I can actually see what I'm doing, so it's good. Okay. I skipped the first second of dialogue by accident. I'm gonna try not to speed through dialogue and stuff and content too quickly because I've seen a lot of this before, but it doesn't mean that others have, that, if others end up watching this, that they have. So I'm gonna try to be considerate of that. I love the description. I love the content that they've added because they've added quite a bit of content since I last played this. Like, I just like the fact that the mystical trait is like the thing that's kind of blamed as what takes you here. I feel like other playthroughs, it doesn't really name exactly why you've come here, but mystical, if you have it, it kind of names it. It's like, yeah, there's something supernatural or magically afoot. Oh, this guy. This guy. This guy. So I'm trying to play this character a little true to like a certain pathway. So let's see. I think I'm gonna be a little more blunt, maybe. Instead of just shock, I'm gonna be like, why are you talking to me? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. This guy is so strange. What is his deal? Is he gonna come back into the story in like the 6th or 7th chapter? I have to know. I don't know, not really, but I am curious if this guy will pop up again. See, in some ways he doesn't seem at all threatening. He just seems like someone who likes to get a rise out of people, which can be incredibly annoying. I don't know. So this is also where I'm trying to adjust differently than I typically would. I've gone back and forth on if I want this playthrough to be me attempting to be friends with Tabby, at least get on her good side, or kind of be neutral-ish. And I'm torn. I'm torn every time. Every time I think about it with Tabby. Definitely not gonna do that. Hmm. Trying things differently. I feel like in the past I used to explore way too much down like the pathways with Tabitha. And she does not like to talk about a lot of things. No, she does not. Well, I'm definitely taking advantage of the smartness. I think I skipped some dialogue there. Tabby has a bit of a hoity-toity side to her. For sure. Well, I'm not gonna do any of these that are really amped up. We're just gonna keep it simple and sweet. Yeah. Okay, let's make a sandwich. Let's do it. I love cats. But that one does not love me right now. Well, that was a mistake. That looks terrible. Eat it. Jesus. Now the pantry. Take bread, peanut butter. Just realized that the brand name is GIF. That's funny. I don't have any witty observations. It's just, oh, okay, I just noticed that. Kind of. Okay, what else is there? Make that PB and J. Bam. Done. Okay, so what else do I want to do? I kind of do want to check out the garden. Doesn't matter if I do the same thing again twice, right? Okay, I thought so. I thought so. It's like I didn't remember what I'd done. Might as well head to town, keep exploring the kitchen. What else is there to do here? I don't think there's anything to do. So we might as well head to town. Boom. Let's try and get comfortable. My favorite, Gretchen. She's wonderful. Cute. Stella is such an interesting character to me. Like, her contradicting sides, of which she has a few. I don't know what that means, actually. You ever just say something and you're like, I don't even know what that was supposed to mean? Do it all the time. This is the thing. Like, I think I am more leaning towards turning it down just because there's other stuff I want to do. Town hall. I feel like I never end up going to the town hall too often, and I like going here because Oscar's here. He's my favorite. I love him and his dad bod and the glasses and everything. He's great. And this whole interaction is kind of fun because you just get him to overshare about everything, you know? If you have any lingering questions, he's a good person to ask. You got it, buddy. I'm gonna harangue you with questions. Okay. Holler. I love that. There's certain like Appalachian terms or just terms that they use that are just super fun. That's one of them. A real Southern Gothic novel. They said it, not me. Southern Gothic. They added a lot of content. Like, quite a bit of this is new. Which is great, because I'm finally discovering, like, newer stuff. Also, like, I feel like I did definitely get stuck on the types of options I was choosing. So I'm really gonna try to choose differently. At least in those moments where it makes sense to, for me. There's some choices I cannot not do. Because it just feels wrong not to make the other choice. See, he's just a very kind and conscientious guy. Pet the cat, yes. I've been wanting to pet the cat for so long. I feel like it was not an option for a while. Yes. Nah, I gotta ask every single question. Abandon the people you grew up with or come back and try to make things better. That's why I like Oscar. He is noble. This is such a lengthy thing, like, you know. I can't think of the word, but it's such a funny thing to say to someone. This kind of like mystical speak. I don't know. I can't think of another way to say it. Man, they added so much dialogue. Like a lot of this dialogue with the kids is new. At least new again to the last time I've played it. The way that they're hanging on to the conversation. They're a lot more engaged than they're pretending to be. Aw, he liked talking with us. I always wondered. They never like it was obvious he liked, sharing history and stories, but I was always curious what kind of his implied reaction to our character was. Because at least prior to some things, it's kind of hard to get a sense with some of the characters. How did they feel about you? Kanika, the wonderful, wonderful Kanika. I love her so much. So much. Kanika is one of those characters that for me is definitely like pretty standoffish when you first meet her. And in a few of the subsequent interactions, just some of these things I would not, I just would not say to somebody. I do think it's interesting. They do hype up her YouTube. Like Stella's YouTube is getting kind of big. Because they never played it up this much prior to all the content updates, anyway. I should save, though. It is a good time to save. It's a good point for that. Just be safe. Okay, what do you think of Tabitha? I don't know. I just met her. Well, I'm not super shocked that she would talk shit about me. Not super surprised. Stuck up city people having out of wedlock. She was gonna drink away the family fortune. She would just say anything. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to put on somebody. And it's crazy too, especially since I never met them. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. It's a nice little touch. I always thought this interaction with her was a little stilted. Um, and this doesn't replace the formalness, because I think if they made this interaction too like comfortable and relaxing, it'd be a little weird. Because Kanika's not like that. But I like the tweaks. I like the updates. Good stuff. Diner, library, gas station. There's a bar, which we've never been to, and I also don't remember them mentioning it, which is interesting. Throwing a party this weekend. See, they're mentioning things that must be coming up in the subsequent chapters then. Hmm. I wondered if she was gonna make me pay or not. I don't think I've ever forgotten to pay before. I'm trying to do new things that I haven't done in this game. And now we're going back to the estate. Ooh, this is my favorite part of like chapter 1, despite the grisliness of it. I shouldn't be spoiling what's about to happen. I pretend I didn't say anything. uh, good times. Well, that does not look pretty. That looks a little scary. Never tried filming it before either. I was like, why not? What's gonna happen? Oh boy. I feel like I got more beat up because I chose to film. I'm not really sure if that's the case, but oh, ice cream's gone. Yeah, you saved my life, dude. Thank you. You ruined my shot. This is me being too nice when I like can't stop thanking somebody for doing something that they were kind of going to do anyways. You know that my part in it didn't necessarily impact their choices. That's kind of what this feels like to me. This is the creepy part. Adjusting to the starlight. The night should look very different. There's something interesting about her. Like, what makes her tick beyond what we've seen in the episodes. I feel like that's why so many fans like Stella's character. Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be honest and kind of describe what happened. Because why not? She is quite glib. I like Duke. I really do. Like, I've done a couple of playthroughs, and I really haven't seen anything from Duke that unsettles me. I just think he's a cool character. See, I just like him. I think he's just a cool guy. A cool guy. He says vittles. Vittles is a great word. Freaking love the word vittles. Oh, that's creepy. Some little eyes looking at us. Like, how nice of him, to give us jerky and beer. That's very thoughtful. I'm definitely gonna have a cold one. I just like him. I like him. That's all. Yeah. See, I do kind of like what he says here, though, because he doesn't even, like, really talk shit about her. It's just he's kind of explaining why they have a strained relationship. Like, it seems like Stella has a hard time either recognizing boundaries sometimes, or she gets way too excited about whatever she's, like, fixated on, that she kind of loses sight of other people. That's the impression that I get of her sometimes. Some of the stuff she does just does not sit right with me. She'll talk you up and down about all manner of mythical creature, but draws the line at something that has some actual truth to it. See, that that piece right there is what it kind of intrigues me as a character. She's a bit contradictory. I don't know. I felt like it was good to know the circumstances around her parents. I felt like it could be relevant later on. Yep. I was not very well liked by Miss Pearl Ann. That's apparent. Aw, that's so sweet. See, I just feel like it's nice to kind of hear from this guy because he's so chill. He's so like low key and calm. I know that woods are dangerous. Well, oh no, not the chicken. Damn it. I know that voice. Gosh, this part. Oh my goodness. Oh, that poor little chicken. I hate it. I hate what's happening to the poor little chicken. It's okay, Duke. I'm sorry, Duke. Aw. Oh, poor chicken. Yeah, it does look like something's in there. Jesus. I don't remember the shape of that like outline being in there before. That feels new. Or I just literally might not have seen it. That could have been there from the very beginning. And I just didn't notice it until now. That's very possible. Well, I'm gonna try to get out of here. I don't know if it's gonna work. Hint, hint, it's not gonna work. Something bad's about to happen. This part kills me. No. No. This part kills me. I just hate it. I hate it. I hate there's no way of avoiding this. I have to. This choice kills me, but I have to protect the dog because the other thing is too Duke is protecting animals here. He is choosing to do that. He's protecting his chicken. He is choosing to put himself at risk to some extent. And what's happening to Gretchen, like Gretchen isn't choosing to be involved. She's just being attacked. And say what you will, human life versus an animal life, something like that. But at the end of the day, in this game, there's a speak to animals trait. So we know, at least in this game, canonically, animals have complex thoughts. So, I can't give up the dog. I'm sorry. And it kills me because I actually really hate that you have to let Duke. You'll see. You'll see in a second. Like, that freaking thing, it looks crazy. Uh, oh boy. What if we chase after those things? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, right? I've seen this before, one other playthrough, but it still kills me every time I see it because I really. This isn't like something I'm just saying for exaggeration. It really is like how it is for me. I can't stand dogs, cats dying or being hurt in movies and TV. It just kills me. So this scene, like, always leaves such an awful feeling. Oh, the chicken. I see the chicken right there. It's terrifying. Oh boy. I do wish, though, at least in this playthrough, I'd had the option to not get the cops involved because I just don't think in this case it's a good idea. Oh my gosh. Aww. Oh, poor girl. I don't know. Do I let Tabitha take me or do I go see Sybil? Right? That's what she said? I don't know. She doesn't give me a choice. Damn, okay. Okay. I don't want to stay. Why don't you believe Stella? You're pretty dismissive. I should know about her. Why do you believe Stella? She wasn't lying. Go to bed. I can tell she does not want to talk, and that's okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna call Stella. Right, things will only get worse. Yeah. Gosh, this game is so good. I have to admit, though I did not end up doing that many different actions. I'm really glad I went to the town hall and got to talk to Oscar. There was definitely more dialogue. Or not even just dialogue, but like exposition and descriptive stuff added. And there was more dialogue. But I just thought that was cool. So nice. Just gotta let this play through though. Poor kid. Poor guy. He does not seem to be doing well. And that looks bad. Though I know what everything means that I'm like seeing, but it still looks bad. The animals, that strange hole in the hill. Pumpkin. See, I feel like I usually skip these end parts because I've seen them so many times. But I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of fun to see and hear the music and just the thematic, all of it together is kind of cool. And that is episode 1 of my official YouTube playthrough of Scarlet Hollow. It was a good experience. I mean, as per usual, I love this game. So I'm gonna save it. Okay, so I'm leaving it at this part, and then I'm going to do a I don't see why I shouldn't do a full series of every episode for this game, because I also want to play the other game by this team. I can't remember the name of it right now. Oh, Slay the Princess. Because that would be fun, because I've never played it before. So all the pathways are foreign to me. Whereas I'm definitely treading a lot of familiar ground. But I don't care, because it's a great game. And I would do it again. 10 out of 10. No regrets. So thanks for watching along if you chose to. And hopefully I'll see you for episode 2. All right. Bye. Peace. I don't know. Still don't know how to end these videos, but trying out new things every time. Okay. Bye.